Oh. Okay, so hi, I'm Nisa. I work at the UH Cancer Center, and I'm one of the research study coordinators. And right now I'm working on the Shape Up Kids project, which we'll be talking about today.
Hi, my name is Anne. I'm an exercise physiologist at the UH Cancer Center. Um, I manage this body composition lab, and we'll be walking through what a typical visit looks like. And I also wanted to introduce Lambert, who is our volunteer for today. We'll also give him a hand. He's going to show us what a like what to do when with all the modalities. And then don't mind our mannequin in the back. He scares us sometimes, but his name is Mondo. He's our little guard dog for the lab.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Okay. All right, so first stop on our visit is going to be DEXA. Has anybody heard of DEXA before? Has anybody done an x-ray before? Maybe at the dentist office? Probably, yeah. So here we use DEXA. It's a low dose x-ray, and we measure your body fat and your bone and your muscle by taking a picture. So let's see if we can click this scan. So the scan usually takes 3 minutes to complete. It's really going fast right now because we have it sped up. But basically, you just lay down and you stay as still as you can be while the scan arm passes over your body. So it does 3 passes over the body, and we're able to get your body image on the next slide.
Yeah, so you can see all these different colors here. So what a DEXA scan does, oops. My fingers are too fat. Okay, so what a DEXA scan does is it gives you an image of what your body looks like. So do you see the blue over here? That's your bone. So you see your big old skull, and then your arms, and then your wrists, and your fingers, and your toes. So these are all your bones. It also gives you your red. Over here, the red image is your lean muscle mass. So this person has a lot of muscle. And then it also gives you this yellow, which is your fat, right? So we all need essential fat in our bodies to stay alive. So when we get really cold at night, this yellow essential fat keeps us warm. But what we don't want is the bad fat, right? So the bad fat is called the visceral fat. And this visceral fat lives right near our organs. It lives inside of our organs, and that's not good because what it does is it crowds our intestines, it crowds in our stomach and liver, and then our organs don't have any room to function. So that's why we don't want any bad visceral fat. We want more subcutaneous which fat around here, which is okay, but also we don't want too much of that. So our goal is to, from this DEXA scan, we can see which one is called the visceral fat and then which one is called the subcutaneous fat, so that we can help you reduce visceral fat and also maintain subcutaneous fat. So that's what we get from a DEXA scan. And then next, what we're going to show you is a 3D optical scan. So we're going to move on to this 3D optical scan over here. So it's called Fit 3D, and do you see these little guys that are shining at you, these lights? So it's an optical scan, and you stand on it and you rotate around, and it uses light to give you a 3D avatar of your body shape. So if you've played with Xbox before, you know, the Wii games, it uses the same technology to recognize you and give you a little 3D avatar. So Lambert's gonna come on and he's gonna step onto the scanner. So he's going to place his feet right around here. Perfect, right around there. And then he's going to grab the handles and he's going to lift them up nice and straight. Perfect. And then he's going to press the button and keep holding on to it. There are going to be 3 beeps, and it's going to rotate him around. So you'll slowly see him rotating. So as he's rotating, the camera is going to capture his image as he's rotating. Each scan takes about 40 minutes, so it's really important that you stay nice and still. If you move your head, it's going to show that you have 2 heads, and we don't want that. So it's important that he's nice and still, and it's rotating him around as it's capturing his image. And then after this, I'll show you what an image looks like and what we do with it. Almost done. Perfect. And then after it's done, he can let go of the handle, and then he can step off. And then we'll show you what the output is. We'll share our screen again. All right, so this is his 3D optical scan. You see him rotating in 360 degrees. So what do we get from this information? We look at your body shape, and it also automates your anthropometry. So instead of us going in to manually measure your waist, your hip circumferences, it automatically generates your waist, hip circumferences, thigh circumferences, and biceps just by this optical shape that we have scanned on this device. So what can you do with this OBJ for fun, right? So what we've also done is 3D print them into little avatars like this. So we do it for fun. This is one of our guys that we've 3D printed. So you can create your own little army if you want and play with them and more. So that's one of the things that we do with the optical devices. And then next, what we do is we measure how strong you are. So I'm just going to sit down on this chair. We want to see how strong he is. So this is called a muscle, a hand dynamometer. And what happens is that you're going to squeeze as hard as you can. We want to show how strong you are, okay? So Lambert's going to grab onto this device with his right hand. And we're going to see him squeeze. So when I say squeeze, you're going to squeeze as hard as you can. And squeeze. Yeah. And then relax. Okay, perfect. That was great. We got a 50 out of 100, which is really good. Typically, we get like 20 to 30 people, 30% for the people that come in, but he got a 50, which is good. So with this grip strength, we can get to see how strong you are, and then we can relate that to your optical body shape. So using your body shape, we can predict how strong you are just by scanning yourself. And then what we also do is this device called the bod pod. It looks like a little cool space capsule, but what it does is it measures your volume, okay? So picture a bucket of water or giant bucket of water, and you put a huge rock inside this bucket of water. The water level is gonna rise up, right? So the amount of water that rises up is called a volume that the rock takes up. It is also called water displacement theory. So with the same mechanism, we're going to use air displacement instead of water displacement to measure how much space he takes up. So what happens is we measure how much air is in here right now, and then I open the door, and then Lambert's going to sit in here, and then I'll close it, and then we shoot him off to space. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to measure how much volume he takes up. So with the amount of volume that he takes up, we can measure how much fat and how much lean muscle mass he has. So this technology has been around for a very long time, and it is very accurate, which is why we also have it in this lab. So next time, this device is also in a lot of schools, a lot of universities and gyms. So because it's been around for so long, and it measures how much fat you have, how much lean muscle mass you have as well. So I'm gonna have him come back out.
All right.
Yeah.
And so that is a typical visit in our research lab when we have individuals come in and volunteer to participate in our research study.